What if the way you see yourself has always been shaped by how others see you? Not just in movies, but in mirrors, on social media, and in your own thoughts. This isn't about vanity, it's about visibility. This is about objectification, and let's explore it together. Welcome back to the Personal Lens, where we delve into the intersections of the personal and the political. I'm your host, and today we are diving into a topic that's both painfully familiar and yet often misunderstood: female objectification. We know what it looks like in films, advertisements, Instagram reels, but do we really understand its impact? This episode is about the cultural machinery, media, advertising, cinema, daily life that reduces women to body parts, camera angles, and consumable images. It's about how objectification is not just something that happens to us, it's something we start doing to ourselves. We are told it's a compliment to be called beautiful. But what happens when beauty becomes the only lens through which women are seen? When women are not subjects of their stories but objects in someone else's fantasy? Today, we shall try to look at it all, from beauty filters to Bollywood memes, to marriage markets, from the classroom to the ramp, and even AI generated nudes. This is not just about how women are seen, but how they are made to feel. Let's begin by asking a simple but powerful question. When did you first become aware of your body being watched? We are looking into a concept that's pervasive yet often unnoticed or ignored: female objectification. We'll explore what it means, how it manifests in our daily lives, how we can begin to challenge and change it. In our previous episode, we explored the concept of the male gaze, how media often presents women from a masculine, heterosexual perspective, reducing them to objects of male pleasure. Today, we are continuing this conversation by examining female objectification, how this gaze extends beyond the screen and permeates our daily lives, influencing how women perceive themselves and are perceived by others. Objectification is the act of treating a person, usually a woman, as an object, as something to be used, looked at, desired, but not fully human. Think of every ad where a woman is draped over a car she isn't driving. Every movie scene where the camera lingers on her legs before it even shows her face. Every time you see a woman's body chopped into parts: a waist, lips, breasts, a thigh, but not a name. The male gaze, something we talked about in our previous episode, is the vehicle. Objectification is the destination. But this isn't just theory, it shows up in our lives every day. Let's start by understanding what objectification is. The term objectification comes from feminist theory, particularly the work of Martha Nussbaum and later Sandra Bartke. It refers to treating a person, most often a woman, as an object, a thing, a body meant for someone else's use or pleasure. Philosopher Martha Nussbaum outlines 7 features of objectification. Instrumentality, treating a person as a tool for another's purposes. Denial of autonomy, treating a person as lacking in autonomy and self determination. Inertness, treating a person as lacking in agency. Fungibility, treating a person as interchangeable with others. Violability, treating a person as permissible to break or violate. Ownership, treating a person as something that can be owned. Denial of subjectivity, treating a person as if there is no need to consider their experiences or feelings. These concepts help us identify when objectification occurs in various contexts. It's not just about lust or affection, it's about power, about controlling how women are perceived, spoken to, and valued. Objectification in media. Let's talk cinema. Let's talk item numbers. Let's talk about how in mainstream Indian films, women often exist only to be looked at. Take Munni Badnaam Hui or Fevicol Se. Media plays a significant role in perpetuating objectification. Let's start with the familiar culprit, Bollywood. Consider Bollywood films where female characters are often introduced with camera angles focusing on their bodies rather than their faces or expressions. Women are often just decorative dancers. The male gaze shapes who gets seen, how, and why. Even so called progressive films often fall into this trap. Songs like Sheila Ki Jawani or Munni Badnaam Hui showcase women as objects of desire, flattening women into desirable, decorative frames with little regard for their individuality or agency. These aren't just songs, they're spectacles. The female body is the central attraction. The lyrics are suggestive, the dance moves erotic, the camera angles voyeuristic, and the woman, she is rarely given any narrative agency. But in India, where cinema is religion, the impact is massive. Take Kabir Singh again. It's sold as a love story, but Preeti is barely given any dialogue. She's a visual object, silent, submissive. The ideal beautiful woman in a toxic man's world. And this isn't accidental, it's systemic. Women in mainstream cinema are rarely protagonists in control. Their bodies often speak louder than their own voices. In contrast, films like Thappar and Lapata Ladies shift the narrative. Thappar portrays a woman's journey to reclaim her identity beyond societal expectations, while Lapata Ladies focuses on women's experiences and perspectives, challenging traditional portrayals. Now, that being said, but you don't exactly need a film to be objectified. So, mind you, objectification isn't limited to media, it infiltrates our daily lives. From unsolicited comments on the street to workplace environments where women's experiences are scrutinized more than their ideas, objectification is pervasive. Step out into any street in India, you'll feel the eyes, the up and down scan, the unsolicited comments. This is street level objectification, raw, unfiltered, and constant. According to a 2021 survey by ActionAid India, 79% of women in urban India reported being harassed in public spaces, with staring and lewd comments being the most common forms. And it starts early. Schoolgirls are stared at by grown men. College girls are catcalled in uniforms. Women commuting to work dress modestly, not out of choice but fear. And then we are told it's our fault. She was asking for it. Look what she's wearing. She is too bold. This double bind, be attractive but not too attractive, isn't just stressful, it's exhausting. And it's political. Because when you reduce someone to their body, you reduce their voice, their power, and their right to exist freely. Social media amplifies this, with platforms often rewarding posts that align with certain beauty standards. Scroll through Instagram and you'll notice a pattern: pouty lips, snatched waists, flawless skin. That's not natural variation. That's algorithmically approved femininity. This can lead to self-objectification where individuals internalize an observer's perspective, constantly evaluating themselves based on appearance. So now let's move from the silver screen to the screen in our heads. The objectification, however, isn't just imposed, it's internalized. Women pose, edit, filter, and curate themselves for likes, comments, and validation. The platform thrives on beauty as currency. This digital objectification isn't empowerment, it's surveillance disguised as self expression. Technology has made objectification scarier. In India, AI generated nudes known as deepfakes are on the rise. Often faces of female celebrities or everyday women are edited into pornographic videos. And then there's revenge porn, where private images are leaked online, often by ex-partners. Indian laws no doubt are catching up, like Section 66E and 67A of the IT Act, but the emotional and social damage is irreversible. These aren't just violations of privacy, they are tools of control and humiliation, reinforcing the idea that a woman's worth lies in her appearance and that violating that is fair game. Female objectification isn't just online or on screen, it's embedded in our social institutions, especially marriage. In matrimonial ads, the first criteria is fair, slim, beautiful. Education must be mentioned, but only as an add-on, not a necessity. The body comes first. In Northeast India, where the cultural context differs, objectification plays out in unique ways. Women might be more visible in public life, But that doesn't mean they are free from being reduced to appearances, especially in urban centers where social media is reshaping norms. Even moral policing, shaming women for their clothes, their choice to drink, to party, is a form of objectification. It's about controlling women's visibility and respectability. Ads often say women empowerment while showing women as sexy backdrops. A perfume ad with a scantily clad woman has nothing to do with scent. It's about selling a fantasy, a lifestyle. But objectification doesn't impact all women equally. So we mentioned marriage earlier, something closer to home. Something many of us have either experienced or witnessed, the arranged marriage viewing. And you know how it goes. Usually, a boy and his family come over. The girl, often dressed in her best traditionals, brings in tea and snacks. She sits, while eyes, sometimes gentle, often clinical, scan her face, her figure, her complexion, her gait, her smile. Fair and slim, they whisper. Too short, looks educated, but is she homely? Does she have wide hips? Can she cook? This is objectification in its most socially sanctioned form. Because here, a woman's worth is not judged on who she is, but how well she performs femininity. It's a checklist: beauty, chastity, domesticity. She's not a person, she's a marriage prospect. And ironically, this system dehumanizes men too. The groom is often treated as the selector, the buyer in a bride market. His worth is tied to salary, maybe foreign visas, complexion, height. But the power imbalance still tips heavily in his favor. What's even more troubling? This process is often framed as harmless tradition. But let's be clear, it teaches young women from an early age that being chosen is the ultimate validation, that to be wanted is to succeed, and to be rejected is a failure of their body. This isn't just about matchmaking, it's about conditioning, and about planting the idea that a woman's role is to be looked at, assessed, and approved. The marriage market may dress itself in rituals and family values, but at its core, it tells women, you are the product. Now, caste and class play a huge role in how and why women are objectified. Upper caste women are often expected to be modest, pure, untouched, not for looking. Dalit and Adivasi women, on the other hand, are seen as available, eroticized, naturally sexual. This isn't new. As historian Gopal Guru has pointed out, the bodies of Dalit women have historically been viewed as public, not private. They are over sexualized, policed less for modesty and more for control. And think about domestic workers, tea garden workers, and dancers. Their objectification is intertwined with economic exploitation. Their bodies are consumed by gaze and labor without the protections extended to more respectable women. So while objectification may seem universal, the terms of it are deeply unequal. Let's get real. Objectification isn't abstract, it's deeply personal. The anxiety before going out because of catcalling, the discomfort during job interviews when male bosses stare too long, the silence during family dinners when someone jokes about modern girls, it affects mental health. Studies link objectification to body shame, eating disorders, depression, and even sexual dysfunction. It's exhausting to live in a world that constantly looks at you but never sees you. The psychological effects of objectification are profound. Objectification theory proposed by Fredrickson and Roberts suggests that constant exposure to objectifying experience leads to habitual body monitoring, which can result in anxiety, body shame, and reduced awareness of internal bodily states. This internalization can diminish one's ability to engage fully in life's experiences, affecting mental health and overall well-being. So how do we challenge objectification? Media literacy. Educate ourselves and others to critically analyze media messages. Support diverse representation. Encourage and support media that portrays women as complex, autonomous individuals. Personal reflection. Be mindful of our own perceptions and judgments, striving to see people beyond appearances. by support policies and initiatives that promote gender equality and challenge objectifying practices. Objectification diminishes the richness of human experience. By recognizing and challenging it, we open the door to a more inclusive and respectful society. But despite it all, women push back by owning their narratives, building communities, creating art, and refusing to shrink. Activism is fighting back. Campaigns like Stop Objectifying Women, body positivity influencers, and even courtroom battles for privacy rights are challenging the status quo. We've seen Indian female comedians and creators calling out these double standards. Their content is funny, yes, but also political. Think of movies we mentioned like Thappad, where a woman reclaims her dignity, or Lapata Ladies, which subtly mocks gendered expectations. Think of young Indian girls who now vlog about body hair, acne, fat phobia, and agency. Resistance doesn't always wear armor. Sometimes it wears eyeliner and speaks in memes. Female objectification is not about attraction, it's about power. Who gets to look and who must be looked at. But here's the hope. Once we name it, we can challenge it. Once we tell our stories, we reclaim control. So the next time you catch yourself looking in the mirror and feeling not enough, ask yourself who benefits from you feeling that way? And more importantly, what happens when you stop playing that game? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Let's continue to question, reflect, and grow together. If this episode made you think, feel, or fume, share it. Let's have more conversations about being more than just a body. Write to me at the email provided in the description, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the personal lens. Until next time, stay critical, stay curious, stay engaged. Keep questioning, and most importantly, keep looking through the personal lens.